Folks, well, we were talking about, films, and we're talking about Monsanto. Well, there's a movie similar about the case of Monsanto, right? Monsanto is already busy in Syria. You heard of Monsanto, right? Who is the blame for the war in Syria? The company is called Monsanto. And then why Monsanto? Because Monsanto is the one involved with biological and chemical weapons, one involved in making GMOs and all these stuff to destroy people. Well, this is done in the Universal Man 002 channel. The 2013 Heat Parade, as you know, is going to be in the Embargo Man channel. Why? It's just my main channel, but I will tell you about the Monsanto case. Well, there was a person that, this is a movie starring Gorge Clooney, who was a lawyer who defended this person about telling the truth about what have happened with these, like things like, Monsanto made Round-Up. Companies like Monsanto, like Dow and all this, they make Round-Up, a weed killer. And then he said about he get killed by a weed killer. Then the guy was telling the truth of what these things are capable at. So that means that if you are looking for a movie about this kind of case, about the Monsanto case, this is, my computer's messed up. This is something that I wanted to tell you guys. So the guy gets killed. And then they kill his client, and then what happened with that company? The lawyer, played by Gorge Clooney, they blew up his car. Yes, these people blew up this car. A company like Monsanto, if you're gonna blame that, they're gonna freaking kill you. Maybe they have a point, and they might have the idea, if you go against Monsanto and all the protesting and all that stuff, you go directly to death penalty. And they might plan about that. If you go against Monsanto, you go directly to death penalty. No? You know what? I think we're against biological weapons, GMOs, and the war in Syria with chemical weapons. Monsanto is involved in Syria. And this is what happened. If we going to go against Monsanto, but let me tell you a movie that is related to somebody that is going against a company similar to Monsanto. The movie is called Michael Clayton. Why I recommend you that movie? Because it is what it is. My sister goes out and protest about GMOs, because if you have ordered about Monsanto, if you buy genetically modified foods, you're supporting wars. You're supporting biological weapons. You're also supporting the war in Syria. Why? Because Monsanto is involved in making those weapons for the Syrian rebels. That is why I could tell you, do protest against that kind of war. Do protest against biological weapons. Monsanto is always involved in that kind of crap. So just remember, to see a movie similar to what it is, man try to put lawsuits on a company. They call it fictionally is called U North, but technically that is the case of a company similar to Monsanto, because they're the people that make Roundup, a weed killer. And then if you buying the Roundup, man, you're supporting a war in Syria, man. You're supporting for that company to make weapons, chemical weapons, to send over by the Syrian rebels. The Syrian rebels, every time you buy the Roundup, you're supporting weapons to be made for Syrian weapons. You're supporting the war in Syria each time you buy Roundup. But just remember, just watch the movie called Michael Clayton, and just remember, each time you buy anything from these kind of companies, you know, seedless oranges, seedless watermelons, you are supporting wars with biological weapons, not just Agent Orange in the past, but you're supporting the war in Syria every time you buy a seedless fruit. And that's it. So I'm gonna tell you, watch Michael Clayton and know what's the dangers what Monsanto could do when somebody sues Monsanto. Goodbye and peace out.